And welcome back to the Mentor Course Management System. This overview is going to be of tests and surveys. So, under the student work section, we have tests and surveys. And Mentor organizes tests and surveys into test series or survey series. A test series can have any number of tests, and then within any given test you can have any number of questions. You can also create single tests right on this page as well, because if you just have one test and not a multiple set of them, it's convenient just to be able to have one displayed there. So here's a list of the what I call quizzes in this particular test series, and you can see here these quizzes are set to results, which means that the students can see my answers and their points and so forth. Tests can be graded or not graded, have due dates. You can see here the number of completions. There are 20 students in the class. Only 13 of the 20 actually did this final review quiz. These two tests are switched off. They're hidden. They were never actually deployed in this particular class. A test series has a weight as a percentage of the overall course grade, and when Mentor calculates the grade for the test series, it goes over those tests that are graded for which there are scores, and you can actually tell Mentor to drop 1, 2, 3, how many ever you want of the lowest test scores for each student. So a lot of flexibility in terms of how you manage the grading. I'm just going to jump into one of these tests here, and these are the parameters that set up and define the test itself. Mentor has a variety of test types, so you have standard tests in which the students get all of the questions. They can answer the questions, edit their answers. The test has a due date. Mentor also supports sequence tests in which the students don't see the questions before they start the test, and they're presented with one question at a time. Tests can be timed, so that the overall test has a time frame of 60 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever you like, and test questions, individual questions, can be timed as well. In addition to the sequence test, there are also random test question selection, so you can set Mentor up to select from a test bank random sampling of questions. Mentor can also randomize the order of standard tests so that students get the questions in a different order. Tests can have automatic on dates and automatic off dates and so forth. Tests can be, you can allow them to do it once, or you can allow them to keep doing the test over and over again, which is particularly useful in the case of random question selection. So a lot of flexibility in terms of how you set up the test. This is the set of questions, so this is where you manage the questions. You can add a new question. Mentor has quite a variety of question types. So true, false, where the answer is true, false, where the answer is false, multiple choice, multiple select, fill in the blank, short text, short answer, long answer, numeric. You can see there's quite a range of question types. Here's where you set the timer. You set the point value for each question. You can set questions as being graded, not graded, or extra credit. And for those true, false, multiple choice type of questions, you can request an explanation of the student's answer. And then you have the text area where you can create the question itself, write the question, and then write your own answer and explanation. For multiple choice questions, well, true, false is actually a special case of multiple choice. You can edit the options, you can add options, you can hide the option numbers, randomize the option order, and so forth. If you want to embed images or do fancy formatting on your options, you can use the CK editor, and that gives the opportunity to embed images. So you can embed images in questions, in your answers, and in the options. So for those disciplines that use a lot of images, engineering, for instance, like electrical engineering, or the arts, art history, those sorts of disciplines, that can be very handy. Questions can be imported from other tests in the course, or other tests in other courses, or from test banks that belong to that instructor. There's an upload questions function. There's a spreadsheet format. So if you want to write your questions in spreadsheet, there's a particular format to handle multiple choice and so forth, but you can then upload those questions. You can also download the questions to a spreadsheet and then, of course, reorder the questions. Once the students have done the test, we go to grading and results, and Mentor displays the distribution of scores so you can see how the students in the class are doing as a whole. So 19 out of 20 students got this question correct. They got 2.5 points, which is my default sort of standard point value for a question. All the students got this question correct, obviously not a hard enough question, and so forth. And so you get the distribution of how the students do on the questions. Mentor does auto grading for the objective questions, so it will just automatically grade those for you. And then on the student grade page, I get the distribution of scores, and then Mentor lists out each individual student and the grading parameters. And if I want to click on a student, I can review just her test. So I can see how she did on the test, and then see each question, what her answer was, what the points were awarded. So this is a great way to sit down with a student, go over the tests, and so forth. So that's in a nutshell the testing system. In addition to tests, you can do surveys. Surveys have some different outputs because they're not graded as such, and so it gives you distributions of the selections of the multiple choice selections, for instance. And surveys can be identifiable or anonymous, depending on what your need is. So that's in a nutshell the testing system. Again, it's linked into the grading system. A lot of flexibility with how you weight your tests and drop lowest scores and so forth. So if you have questions, this is where to contact us, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.